Hi, I'm Danny Benites with Greg Lair Buick GMC in Amarillo, Texas. I'm going to bring you a three-part series on time management. Basically, we need to find out as managers, what is it that we're managing? We spend so much time trying to manage employees, inventory, websites, vendors, grosses, all these things. We spend so much time managing these things, we forget to manage our most important and most limited commodity, which is time. So what I'm going to do over the series, this next three-part series, is I'm going to tell you a little bit about time management and teach you a few things that may help you a little bit. I've been in the car business about 30 years, and I am just like you. I get carried away, I get taken off in different areas, and I kind of abandon my plan for the day. I've had to, over the last few years, really work on that because that's not my nature. My nature is to kind of fly by the seat of my pants and react. And that's not very effective when you're trying to be a good manager. So really we want to talk about three things. Number one, we want to talk about avoiding time wasters. Number two, we want to talk about establishing healthy routines. And number three, we want to spend our time more productively. So this part one of this three-part series is really more about avoiding time wasters. So what we have to do is we got to figure out, what are these time wasters? What are these distractions that take us off of our plan? First thing we have to do is define those. Let's find those things throughout our day that are killing our time, that are killing our day. How many times do you sit at the end of the day and you say, where did my time go? I wish there were more hours in the day. Or you complain because you're not getting enough done. And it's not that you have too much to do. And it's not that there's not enough hours in the day. There is so much time during the day. We're just not utilizing it efficiently. So I'm going to show you, we're going to show you some ways, but we're going to talk about things that really will waste time. And they are things that are important to us. So they waste time because we overindulge in these things and we don't give them the proper attention they deserve. No more, no less. So what we want to do is we're going to talk about these things that we still have to do, but that we have to do in moderation. Let's talk about emails. Going into your email inbox, I remember many years ago, not that many years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, it was really cool to get an email. You would get an email and you want to get in and see who's trying to get a hold of you or what it says. Now it's just page after junk and people trying to sell you things. Well, let me tell you something. You can get into your email. You're just going to look at your email, right, and just check it for a second. And how long do you spend there? You look, you find an email, it comes up, a report comes up you weren't expecting, you dive in, it makes you think of something else, you make a phone call, takes you over here. Before you know it, 2 or 3 hours have passed and you've not even gotten to step one on your day. Be careful of emails. There's a book called 4-Day Work Week that talks about scheduling when you check your emails. I don't think that's a bad idea. Check them at 10 and at 2 o'clock. Whatever, but just tell yourself, I'm going to schedule this much time to check them here, this much time to check them here. Delete, delete, delete. Get out and get on with your day. They'll kill you. They'll suck you in. Same thing with looking at the internet. You know, we want to look at our website. We want to make sure things are going well. That's very efficient use of your time. But not when you do that and it takes you over here and all of a sudden a sports score pops up. Now you're on ESPN.com, you're checking your fantasy football team, and then it starts sucking you back in. You can't let it happen. You're getting paid good money to manage your store. Don't let those things suck you in. Another thing, what about social media? All you hear out in the car world right now is that you must pay attention to social media. That's great. You need to make sure that you're conducting business on social media, that your store is making the right kind of posts at the right time, that there's a schedule, so on and so forth. However, when you get in there, if it's all business, that's one thing, but you get in, you see a post, it takes you somewhere else, it gets you thinking about someone else, gets you thinking about this or that, and before you know it, once again, it sucked you in, and you've lost an hour. So you've got to be very careful. Those are time wasters, and those kind of things you have to monitor. It's like dieting. You can't give up food altogether if you're going to lose a couple pounds. You have to monitor it, and you have to do things in moderation. And whether it's emails, checking websites out, or being online, or checking your social media sites, it's just like being on a diet. You have to do those things in moderation. Here's another time waster: not delegating duties to other people. As managers, you know, we all have that same feeling that we are the only ones that can do it right. If you want something done right, you have to what? You have to do it yourself. No, if you want to waste a lot of time, try doing everything yourself. We have to be good managers. We're managing people. We're managing our time. So we have to learn how to delegate. And not only delegate and check up and make sure those things are getting done, so that once that job is taken care of, you can focus your attention over here on getting some more done. Otherwise, you are in in your computer. I find myself sometimes designing an ad or something. I'm not a graphic artist. Why am I wasting time doing that? My money is better spent having someone do that, and I can get over here and monitor what's going on in the store. There's other things, unscheduled visitors. Am I the only one watching here that has unscheduled visitors as a manager? Vendors coming in, it's someone from an internet salesperson, or maybe it's somebody from the newspaper, radio, television, some kind of ad source. It's the Girl Scouts, it's this and that. An old friend comes in and they don't have a job, so they don't think you have a job, or they're a teacher and it's during the summer and they just want to talk. We've all had that situation. Schedule your time. Here's a little trick, and it's not meant to be rude, but it works. You're sitting at your desk, someone walks in unannounced, and you know you're busy, and you know that this could turn into a lengthy conversation. Simply stand up out of your chair, shake their hand, and talk to them standing up. Just look them in the eye and visit with them. Be pleasant. But you standing up, they never get that sense of comfort. Never, when you stand up and in an executive position, is someone going to sit down in the chair while you're standing and look. It's just an uncomfortable situation. Stand up, tell them how much you appreciate them coming by. Can't wait to catch up with them. Maybe off hours, we'll go have lunch, or we'll go have dinner, whatever, or I'll give you a call sometime, and move on. You have a plan that you need to carry on. So there's a lot of things that are going to grab you and waste time. You've got to steer clear of those things. So step number one, let's avoid time wasters. In the next video, we're going to talk more about establishing routines during your day and making those habits. And then part 3, we're going to talk about actually being productive. I appreciate you joining me for this little video. Stay tuned for part 2 and 3 on this very important subject of managing your time as managers. So I'll see you here shortly.